Today's lesson is Points, Lines, and Planes, Day 2. All right, let's start with what the learning objective is. I can communicate math academic vocabulary by using the correct number of letters, correct symbols, and upper and lower case letters correctly. Now, we already had a lesson on vocabulary, so we should be more than a novice at this point. So I should either be apprentice, practitioner, or expert. Let's think about that before we get started. All right, let's do example number 1. Let's give 2 other names for line PQ and plane R. Okay. So PQ is this line here. Here's the line we're talking about. So 2 other names besides PQ. I can change the order of the letters of the points. So I can call this line QP, or I have a lowercase script letter on the end here, or I can call this line N. It's a lowercase script letter. Okay, what about plane R? So plane R, so here's my script letter. It's usually in the corner. And I need to name 3 non-collinear lines. And I use the word plane. So I can say SPV, SPV, or I can say plane PTV, PTV. I can name 3 points, but they cannot be S, P, and T, and they can be in any order. All right, let's name 3 points that are collinear. So collinear means they're all in the same line. So the 3 points that are in the same line are S, P, and T. So these are points S, P, and T. These are a list, so I used commas when I'm listing points. Up here when I was listing the planes, the points to name the plane, I do not use commas. All right, list 4 points that are coplanar. So the points on here are point S, P, T, and V. M is the name of the line. R is the name of the plane. So M and R are not points on the plane, and Q is not in the plane. So the 4 points that are coplanar are S, P, T, and V. Okay. Naming segments, rays, and opposite rays. Give another name for line GH. So line GH is right here. Oops. Right here, GH. So another way to name line GH is to say line HG. So capital letters, and I'm just switching the order. The order does not matter. Name all rays with endpoint J. So I have a ray that goes this way, a ray that goes this way, a ray that goes this way, and a ray that goes this way. So J is the endpoint, so J must start all of them. So JH, Ray JF, Ray JG, and Ray J, well, there's JE. Okay, and which of these are opposite rays? So opposite rays means they're going 180 degrees apart. So JE and JF are opposite rays. So JE and JF are opposite rays, and JH and JG. So JH and ray JG are opposite rays. Okay, so let's sketch some information from some words. We're going to use your initials. So my initials are KS, so I'm going to use my initials, but you use your initials. Sketch a plane and a line that is in the plane. So a plane I draw as a parallelogram. So I'm going to name my plane plane R. Next it says sketch a line that is in the plane. So a line that's in the plane, I need 2 points to name my line. So KS. All right, let's do B. Sketch a plane and a line that does not intersect the plane. Okay, so here's my plane again. And my line that does not intersect it. So here's my line. I am not in the plane. Do not intersect it. So here 100% of my line is in the plane. Here 0% of my line is in the plane. And C, sketch a plane and a line that intersects the plane at one point. So here's my plane. This is called plane R. And if I was in the classroom, I'd take a pencil and poke it right through the piece of paper so that you could see it. So to show I'm going through the paper, the part of the pencil I'd see, I'd draw solid. And the part that I can't see, I would do dashed. But we know it's there. So I'm going to say KS. Okay. Oops. Okay, here's a chemistry example. And this is Octahedral Chemistry. So this shows a molecule of sulfur hexafluoride. It's a potent greenhouse gas. And the properties of this gas are it's colorless, it's odorless, it's 6 times heavier than oxygen and floats light objects, and it makes your voice deeper. So use this QR code and you can go listen to and see a short video on it. What do we use this for? It's an insulator for when we are making electronic devices like your cell phones. Here it's asking me to name 2 different planes that contain line R. So here is line R right here. So here's my R. So here's my line R. So I want to name 2 planes. So I need to name 3 non-collinear lines. So I can name the 2 that are on the line itself, which are D and F. So plane D, F, and then I could name it. So if I want a horizontal one, I could name this point E, or I could name this point G, either one of these. So that's a horizontal plane. And then if I want to talk about a vertical plane, so I could use the same 2 points to get started. Plane D and F. And then if I want to name A or C. Okay, so A or C. Okay, we're going to do a couple practice SAT problems. Oh, just one today. So this is a non-calculator problem, and this would be something called Passport to Advanced Math. So this is more of a algebra 2 type problem, but I think you did some of these in algebra 1. So this is about polynomials, and I want to distribute a negative. So I have a -1 out here, so I want to distribute a negative. When I distribute a negative, that means I'm going to change the signs of everything inside the parentheses. So this becomes positive x squared y, -3x y squared, and plus 3y squared. So which one is equivalent? So now I want to combine like terms. So I have x squared y, and x squared y is 2x squared y's. So I know I'm not A or B. And then I have 5xy squared and a -3xy squared. So I have a 2xy squared. So my answer is C. It's the end of the lesson.